Right, everyone, we are here for the Qatar 2023 sprint race, sponsored by Ryanair, and yeah, I just had a mate come round, and we've been looking at my racing telemetry and racing the Mazdas. Very interesting. Telemetry is just super interesting. So, okay. Welcome along, everyone. Let me know if everything's working. Unfortunately, I forgot to charge my phone, so it's either heat or so it's either a fan or we watch the racing. Welcome, Divina. Welcome to Tanzila again. Oh my goodness. Late? We'll survive. Welcome, Honza. Go Mercedes, go Hamilton. Well, Hamilton's not in the best place for this old sprint race, is he? Okie dokie. Right, when is the right? So sprint race is going to start in 28 minutes. By the way, Max Verstappen already on 400 points. So I think if he gets 3 points, he's won here, which you'd imagine he will do. But anything can happen. Pretty much skipped on you. I've seen Samoa, but I mean England are through anyway. So and the World Cup doesn't really start till the knockouts. The World Cup right now is not really a World Cup. It's just warm-up games. Let's be real. Tanzila's going insane. Very nice. Right, what time is the race tomorrow? It's a 6 o'clock start, isn't it? So let me actually just schedule up tomorrow as well. Bear with me. Welcome, Martin Harmson. Good to see you, Martin. Good to have you on board. So we'll go live tomorrow at 5. Which should be good. Oh, man. It wouldn't be a stream without a beverage, would it? We'll go live tomorrow at 5. Let me get that sorted. Welcome, Pranil. Good to see you. Everyone's coming in. Good to see you. Bear with me a second. Chayat's joined right on time again. Very punctual, more punctual than me. You know when you've got a good chat when you're more punctual than the streamer. That's when you know you've got a good chat. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to go live at 5. I think. I'll look it up. Welcome, Scotty. Good to see you. Welcome, Vlatka, as well. Indeed, beverages. Right, so we are 25 minutes away from sprint time. I don't think we've streamed a sprint ever. I don't think we've ever streamed a sprint. Let me just get this forward as well.
Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. Whoever said every second counts.
Yeah, go away, Crofty. We're not interested in your inverted commas banter. Okay. At some point, I really should install the new game. Shouldn't I? Leonardo, I can't figure out if this game is reality. Well, some people say that we are living in a simulation. Some people say that it's logically it's impossible for us to not be living in a simulation because of the rate of technological growth. So it's actually a very philosophical question you've asked there. There's a new Formula Racing anime called Overtake. Someone showed me some... what I want to do is I want to animate some of our commentary with like cartoons and stuff. Spare me one more second. One more second. There we go. I'm all done. I'm all done and we're all good. And I've got a beverage. Absolutely amazing scenes. Phenomenal scenes here. Maybe Max Verstappen is going to wrap up the championship in the sprint race. How does that work? In fact, is it worth a little poll? Is it worth a poll, everyone? What do we think? Should we poll it up? This could be it. We could be crowning the Drivers' Championship right now. Did someone say logic? Is that your like superhero thing? Right. Will Max Verstappen be champion today? Will Max Verstappen win his... How many has it been? Is it 2 or 3? I can't remember. Can't remember. Let me know. Okay, I'm very absent-minded. I am very good at engagement, though. We love polls, but set a time limit. Okay, Vlaka, maybe think we can go from poll to poll to poll. Welcome everyone. Welcome. Pranil Hamilton's doing really bad. Is it his car? It's just like he's not doing bad. I mean, he finished 3rd in Japan, right? Or 3rd in Singapore? I can't remember. And I think 3rd in Japan. I think 3rd in Singapore. And he was unlucky here with the track limit. So I think early to say Hamilton's washed. Welcome, Jay. Good to have you back. Joe Mercedes, I've just finished my championship FX race. So very nice. Jay knew Piastri would show up this weekend. I mean, Piastri is... Is Piastri going to be a championship contender next season? Welcome, George. Just one. Welcome, Lackbeer Singh as well. Tanzila, can I get a special role once I get 20th dub on YouTube and Discord? We'll see. We'll see. We can certainly give you a special role on the Discord. Welcome, Kip, as well. Kip running the One Make series today. So much stuff going on in the Discord. Lou as well here. Best watch long in the business. Yes, indeed. I think... In the Discord, I think we're getting close to 4,000 members in the Discord. And it's just awesome community. It's like, especially for me, now I sort of dip in and out more often. Anytime I need to ask about games or just see what people asking tips, I can say what I think. And welcome, Sheikh Mohammed, Sheikh Mansour, Sheikh Mohammed. Let us know what's going on in Brunei. We all want to know. We all want to know, I assure you. Right, to pop out this chat again, really. 20 minutes to go, by the way. 20-minute warning. The notification must drive me crazy. What notifications? I, as someone who runs a YouTube channel, TikTok, Insta, Facebook, and we have a Discord, I get a lot of notifications. I'm not sure there's any news on the FIA and Pirelli investigation into tyres, by the way, but as soon as I hear anything, I'll let you know in terms of any mandated maximum stint lengths for tomorrow. And then we can play the game of which team will fail to comply with the rules and why it will be Ferrari. We can play that game. Sam says, come on, second world title. So Sam's hoping for a Verstappen result today. Jay says we are 3789 on Discord right now. Wow. That is mad. That is a lot of people. 3789. Davina Jane says Hamilton's still very fast. Very, but he's definitely not the driver he used to be. He doesn't let it all hang out like he used to. Everyone slows down eventually. But what about Alonso, though? Because Alonso's older than Hamilton. Oh, kept saying 3738. We just lost someone. In fact, we lost 50... We just immediately lost 54 people in a tragic Discord accident. Chayat Suji saying, I heard it's a first if Verstappen wins a title during sprint. I think it will be. And I'm not sure how that will affect the vibe of the weekend. It's like winning a championship in quali. Because are they going to party now or party tomorrow? What if they don't party now and they have a terrible race tomorrow? It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Maybe they should do it like you can't win the championship on a sprint weekend. Like you have to... The point it's provisional until the race weekend. Sam says, give him the 3, he deserves it, even if Lewison might cheat out the 8th. Where in the world is Michael Massey? Who knows? Welcome, Joris, the pony. Good to have a pony in the chat. Professor saying Alonso is a beast. Alonso. Only P9 here with the lap time deleted, but I think he's starting P5 for the race. Remember, this is a sprint race. Today is our first sprint race as a community, everyone. Oh, Lord MBR in the chat. Please, we have to. Can you spam the chat with the MBR emojis for Lord MBR, who just went absolutely above and beyond to make himself immortal? Lord MBR. If you know, you know. Chat, if you know, you know. Right? If you don't know, you're probably wondering what's gone on, but you had to be there. You had to be there. Johnny, is it a 6:30 start? I thought it was a 6 start. Is it a 6:30 start? Look at the chat. The chat knows. Oh, MBR. Please don't feel like you need to. Please, please, please. Do not feel like you need to. But chat. 5 gifted memberships from MBR. Lord MBR. Can we get our MBR emojis out again, please? This is why we have the MBR emoji. Incredibly generous. Who has picked it up? The Lord MBR patronage. Clack D, Vladka, Johnny, and Joris, and John Boss. What a combo. What a combo there. That's the MBR cohort. Clack D, Vladka, Johnny, Joris, and John. Johnny, Joris, and John in the MBR cohort. Chat, look at that. I want to see it light up. Lord MBR. Oh, chat, you, honestly, if you know, you know. Thank you so much, Lord MBR. Please do not feel like you need to. You've been so generous already. So unbelievably generous. So please do not feel like you need to. But absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for the memberships there. The gifted memberships. Supporting the channel. And also gifting the joy of membership. The exclusive emoji. So the Discord members lounge as well. And you get the MBR emoji. Sold Out saying legend of the channel. Clackdy, if you know, you know. Joris just happy. Blacker, how have you done that MBR? You just got here. Thank you very much. Guys. Guys. Right. I'm buzzing already. Jerome Campos, Max naps need to be deleted. I heard that people were saying that Max had exceeded track limit in the sprint quali. That's what I heard. And I also an interesting comment there from George Rogers saying, I didn't realise they literally moved the white line into the track by 80 centimetres. That's why they were repainting it. That's a bit sneaky, isn't it? Is that why they had the practice? That explains. The practice wasn't safety for the curbs. The practice was getting used to the new track limits. Wow. Salted worms. Local delicacy. Not as sour. Oh dear. I don't like that. That is way too sour. How can anyone eat more? Don't like that. Welcome back. MBR saying, Kireth, McLaren front row. And what's the race going to be like? Well, the sprint race can be very tidy. They're very exciting because Max Verstappen doesn't need to win to become the world champion. So I wonder if we'll see the McLarens really going for it. If the McLarens go for it, it could be, for the first time in a long time, some really intense battling at the front of a race between two teammates. Could be fireworks. So that's my hope. My hope is that Max Verstappen doesn't run away with this at all. My hope is actually he just kind of doesn't... But he might get pressed by Russell, we'll see. Okay, it's 6:30 for a sprint. It's 6:30. Let me get a timer up then. Let me get a 40-minute timer. Bear with me. Chat, let me get you a 40-minute timer. Just so I can, you know. Okay. There we go. 40-minute timer. Let me get this up for you. It's a minute early, but... There we go. That's how long we got, everyone. Welcome, Shark. Joris, we met in the GT World Showdown, Amsterdam 2023. I was the guy with the short black hair with brown eyes that you signed my... Oh, yeah, I signed your copy of Gran Turismo. Along with Kaz. I said, you don't want me to sign it. It's not worth anything. But Joris wanted me to sign his copy of Gran Turismo, so I signed it like a pro. Then there was some drama because someone wanted Kaz to sign their t-shirt, but they only had a blue pen and the t-shirt was blue. And Kaz was like, no. So I was trying to get him a black pen. Yeah, welcome, Kimono. Salted Worms, yes, indeed. So I'll catch up on the chat. JM Campos, he just needs 3 points to win the championship since 1996. What do you mean win the championship? What does that mean? To win it on a Saturday. What happened in 96? Was that Jerez? Was that Jerez? What happened in 96? Why was it a Saturday? Welcome, Mark. Welcome, Natasha as well. Sorry, I'm on top chat there. Welcome, JM Campos. Thank you so much for all the entertainment. Right, we've got a countdown now, a bit more professional. I kicked my mate out. My mate was here. We were looking at my race telemetry and my replays of my racing the last few days, and I was like, oh, sorry, I got a stream in 3 minutes. Sorry, mate. Your signature is worth a lot. Hopefully not. George says the tyres weren't coping with the top of the curbs that were approved by FIA standards, by the way. So to mitigate possible dangers, a quick fix was to punish drivers. Yeah, some drivers were dealing with it, some weren't. By the way, I think we need a joke from George Rogers. Let's put George Rogers under the spot. It's going to be short notice joke to George. We're expecting a joke from George Rogers just to lift the mood a little bit. I feel like it's a really good time just to have a top quality joke. Sam, the stream has already started. You're in it, mate. Prithvi said, I don't think this track gets faster in quali. Yeah, what were the... anyone know what the sprint qualifying times were compared to the race qualifying times? Cheat saying Max didn't look over the line. An angle I saw, it looked very close. Tracy says Dutch news website says 903 won by his FIL. Nelson Piquet. Was it Nelson Piquet? What went on Saturday that Nelson Piquet won? Joris, how's Forza Motorsport? Absolutely loving it. This weekend I'm full time for you guys this weekend. Saturday and Sunday I'm full time for you. Streaming this, making I was going to edit some shorts in between the stream, but then I looked at the telemetry, doing a lot of Forza, Gran Turismo, all that good stuff. George says pressure hanger on Cheech. I've got a joke, the Kai. Don't know what that means. George, who will be the biggest loser this weekend? Chat, it's a joke. We have to try and answer it. George, it says, who will be the biggest loser this weekend? Can anyone get it? Who will be the biggest loser this weekend? What does that mean? It's going to be a play on words. It's going to be a play on words. Strolls... No, I was expecting more. Chat, can we rate the joke, please? Can we rate the joke, please, from George Rogers out of 10? I think I could do a better joke than that. I'm going to try and think of a better joke than that. It was under pressure, though, to be fair. Under pressure is a different scenario, isn't it? I've got one. What do you call an F1 driver who works at Greg's? What do you call an F1 driver who works at Greg's? I'd love to jump in an F1 car. Maybe one day, who knows? I think next step is we want to do one of these. Well, we not just do one. We want to do these streams live at the track. And there's some really exciting developments on that. And then also, yeah, jump in as many cars. I want to jump back in the Mazda again. Oh, George got it. Oh. Mark, why did you say Lance? Okay. Chat, rate my joke out of 10 as well, please. 103 viewers, very nice. A Williams driver, a racer. Black says, sorry George, not getting the vibe. You'll do better when the inspo hits. Sausage stroll. Sausage stroll. Ah! Different layers to it, different angles. 6, okay. 6. Okay, 2 6s. What is Greg's? It's kind of hard to explain. I'm having a look here at the max snap, by the way. Oh, if that's the corner, I don't know how he did not get a penalty for that. I think he's a lucky boy. And he looked frustrated when he got out, like it was going to be cancelled. Can anyone explain what Greg's is in the chat as we get ready? We've got a timer now, so I can just chill a little bit. Oh, Pranil doesn't know what a Greg's is. Chat, does anyone in chat also not know what Greg's is? Was the joke not international enough in scope? Because I think I've criticised George before for his jokes not being international in scope. Loud, isn't it? I feel like there's more people who don't know what Greg's is than do know what Greg's is. Bert says fast food, sausage rolls and steak base. Basically, think of McDonald's. So start with McDonald's in sort of like how commonplace it is in, you know, towns and cities and whatnot. But instead of burgers and chips, it's like medieval. it's like what we used to eat in England in medieval times, like just stuff wrapped in pastry. Like meat, you don't really know what the meat is, but they just wrap it in a pastry. It's like medieval McDonald's. Welcome, Megan. Isn't Greg's a pharmacy / convenience store, sort of like a CVS? No. Welcome, Megan from Qatar. Clapdy's gone. What do you call a bad GT7 driver? Kimi Vellicini? I don't know. Greg's is a British bakery chain. It specialises in safe foods like baked sausage rolls, sandwiches, and sweet items, including donuts and vanilla slices. There's more Greg's in the UK than there are McDonald's, I'm pretty sure. Just to like, yeah, but it's not global. It's for some strange reason, the rest of the world hasn't really taken to it. Clearly, no, the cars are not live. There's no cars going around right now in Qatar. Sam says that is not a good explanation. Well, Sam, I mean, the chat is open for you to. The answer's Clack D. Okay, I mean, that's very self-deprecating. I feel like, chat, we need someone to come in right now with an absolutely, like, good joke or something, because I feel like my one wasn't good. George's, you know, it didn't, let's face it, didn't pop. I'm now getting heat even for my explanation of what Greg's is, so we need someone to come in here with some quality. We can't go into the sprint race with this amateur level of banter. Megan lives in Lusail. Very nice. Presumably you've been to the circuit many times. Do they do track days there? Can you go out in a car? Because I imagine it's a great track for a track day because there's so much space. Davina, pastry was used before bread to wrap food up so people could eat on the go in the fields. And I'm telling you, it's medieval McDonald's. In fact, the first Greg's opened in 1486 in York. Black, that sounds like someone could eat every day, while some of us try. Joris, do you know when we'll have Forza Motorsport Community Racing? Well, I've opened up a channel in the Discord, so we'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. Megan says, I'm not sure. I've only been here a couple of months. I know for 5,000 reals you can drive your car around. How much is 5,000 reals? What are we talking in dollars, roughly? Chat, our level of jokes is way too low. Jay, I've always thought Greg started off as a green hut, or like Pizza Hut. David, what is wrong with the pole? Can't see. Oscar Patry is on pole. About £1,000 you can drive your car around. That seems like an extraordinary large amount of money, but I imagine the people driving cars in Qatar, they're probably quite nice cars, aren't they? Okay, I've got one. What do you get when you mix an elephant with a rhino? I don't know. A hole in an elephant? An elephant with a hole in it? But hang on, ChatChat says 5,000 reals equals 1.25 euros, because in that case, to drive your car on the track for 1.25 euros, that is actually a steal. They could definitely charge at least double that. 100%. Davina, McDonald's isn't really street food. You don't see people walking down the high street eating at McDonald's. You do see them tucking into a jumbo sausage roll. Well, Davina, I've never seen a jumbo sausage roll at Greg's. So, unless they do Greg's differently where you are, there is one, you either get regular sausage roll or you get vegan sausage roll. If there are jumbo sausage rolls going around, then I want to know more about it. Jay says Russians used X-ray films to make music records when USA blocked supply of vinyl during the Cold War. That is a fact that frankly everyone wanted to know. Clacty, is that your joke? Clacty, I think you are now banned. Clacty, you are now banned from making jokes. Unless I'm missing that one. Unless I'm missing it. Megan, on my Jones school, I see Lamborghinis and Porsche, very nice. What kind of room has a ceiling but no walls? That'll be a mushroom. That'll be a mushroom. It's not my first rodeo. Meanwhile, there is a grid here. So the cars are now going around and they're going to do a grid, but there won't be any glamour on it, I don't think. So I kind of forgot that they need to do a grid. This is our first time streaming a sprint race here. So the car's now leaving the pits. 28 minutes ago, as you can see, 26 minutes ago. It's actually 28. And they're going to form up on the grid for 19 laps of Qatar, where tyres are very important. Conti thinks Verstappen will win his third World Driver Championship. Very nice. They should put a money penalty for anyone who does not follow track limits in Qatar to earn more money. I feel like they don't need more money in Qatar. But I don't know. JM, do you plan on streaming your Mazda races? I'm going to make videos of the ones that I've done for sure. Before the car was totaled. Joris, what did America say to Britain when it fell over? You okay? UK? Okay, I like it, I like it. I mean, better than mine. It's still not world class, I'd say. I think we need George to come in here with it. I know George is furrowed brow now, just trying to go elite level joke, but we could do a stream. In fact, I saw one once. It's in VR. You have like a so I'd stream in VR with my VR headset. So I stream with this thing, right? And it'd be like a comedy club, and I'd be on stage in VR, right? You'd see from my perspective, and you'd all be in the audience, and we'd have to do stand-up. What's the circumstance of your move to Qatar, Megan? Is it? Well, I know a lot of people go for teaching. Jem, use the word European in a sentence. Very nice. I see what you've done there. Kevin Magnussen starting in 19th place. Logan Sargent with a 2:05 lap time. Max Verstappen could have done 2 flying laps in the time it took for Logan Sargent to do 1. Can we throw virtual tomatoes? I think you can do stuff like that. You can heckle and everything. But is it going to be inevitable that we see Max Verstappen win his World Drivers' Championship today? And that will wrap it up for Red Bull, as they won the Constructors in Japan. And now they can just concentrate on firing Sergio Perez. We will see. Megan, I moved here because my dad got a job here. I mean, okay. That makes sense. Good reason, I'd say. Yeah, chat, can you not throw... actually, yeah, if you want to throw tomatoes now. I want to get something where if you do stuff in the chat, it will affect stuff on stream. So I want to do, like, if you put tomato emojis in, it will actually throw tomatoes on the screen. But YouTube is just for the last 3 years since I've been streaming it. It just hasn't updated anything like that. Davina, 20% say Max will not win the championship this afternoon. 20% chat maybe didn't understand the poll. Well, they say you can poll anything. You could poll like, is the sky blue, and you get 5% of people saying no. In fact, let's just try it. Let's just put a theory to the test. Welcome, Funky. Okay, answer this honestly. Answer this poll honestly. Chat. Answer the poll honestly. I mean, a lot of data that the world uses is based on surveys and stuff. And if this is what you're doing in this survey, goodness knows what you're doing in, like, economic growth or whatever of surveys that affect interest rates and things. But it says grey and overcast. The sky has no cloak, it moves too fast, it's black at the moment. A lot of very smart people in our chat, aren't there? A lot of very smart people. Well, at the moment, it's still 58% yes. Which I will take. Right, 21 minutes to go till the sprint race, and they're getting ready on the grid. Max Verstappen looking to become a 3-time. And then that would draw him level with Ayrton Senna and Nelson Piquet. Nelson Piquet won 3, or was it Fittipaldi won 3? And they would put him one behind. Was it 4 for Sebastian Vettel? 4 for Vettel. And Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton on 7. Alan Prost as well. Alan Prost 4. Okay, no one look it up. No one look it up. What's the order of most F1 Drivers' Championships? I think it's Schumacher, Hamilton 7-7. Then I feel like it's maybe Fangio on 5. Then I feel like is it Prost and Vettel 4 each. Then Senna, and then after today probably it will be Max on 3. But then there's someone, I think it might be Nelson Piquet or Fittipaldi or someone like that. 2 Fernando Alonso. And Mika Hakkinen. Who else is on 2? What about, I've missed out people like Jim Clark and stuff like that. Does Jackie Stewart got 3? Oh goodness, what about what about Niki Lauda? Deary me. Hang on, let's have a look. Kuno saying PK 3, Fittipaldi 2. Okay, so I got that right. Prost 4, Fangio 5. I did pretty well actually, didn't I? Yeah, I did pretty well at that. Nigel Mansell. How many did Mansell get though? I haven't forgotten him. I know that he exists. Clark is 2. Yeah, what about Brabham? What about Brabham? Kimi? Kimi's 1, right? Kimi's 1 at Ferrari. Gosh, it's such a long time ago since Kimi Räikkönen was a world champion. That was Hamilton's rookie season. Jensen 1. There's loads of people with 1. Like, there's no point going to 1 really, because there's like 1 billion people that got 1. Is there a championship table of just sprint races? No, there isn't. But it's a good idea, and they should do it if they do reverse grids. Okay, is there anyone else we've forgotten at 3? Anyone else we've forgotten at 3? Because that means in the history of Formula 1, going back to like 1950s, the only people ahead of Max Verstappen are Schumacher, Hamilton, Fangio, Prost. That's it. Those are the only people ahead of Max Verstappen in the last 70 years of Formula 1 racing. That is how good he is. Oh, and Vettel, sorry. And Vettel. Yeah, 30s, 2 wheels and 4 wheels. Did I get that right then? I think we did okay. Senna should have been 4th. Hamilton, the 8-time world champion. To be fair, Mark, I mean, Nico Rosberg, he did beat Lewis Hamilton in equal machinery. He's here at the track as well. He's wearing all grey. Today, well, I thought that was relevant to say, but I did. Max looks super relaxed. Maybe the pressure was getting to him a few races ago where the weight of history, but he looks massively relaxed now. They're going to do an anthem here. Jay says Hamilton won 8. That's what you think, Jay? I think we said Jackie 2 for 3, yeah. But I feel like we've missed someone out. I feel like we've missed someone out on 3. I'm pretty sure we've missed someone out on 3. Jay saying, let's hope there's Nico Rosberg, because we'll see. Thomas, hey guys, any idea when this is starting? Right, Thomas, let's look at the page. Turn the light on. Ugh. Let's look at the page, Thomas, and let's think about what could give us that information. Although that is not accurate, to be fair. Yeah, Hill had... Well, how many did Graham Hill have? And what about Villeneuve? What about the Villeneuves between them? What about the Rosbergs between them? Okay, so stop it. And what about they turn on DRS? I think it's lap 2 they turn on DRS. Thomas said it's only because I need to get the TV off my dad who's watching rugby. Oh no, is there going to be a clash there? With the Samoa game? Just stay here, Thomas. Hill has 2, okay. The OG Villeneuve never won a WDC. Okay. Some news out there saying 620. I would be surprised if it's 620, but the cars have been out for quite a long time actually on the grid, so maybe. George says, which fish goes best with peanut butter? Thomas Petty, 20 minutes left. Tackle him for the remote. Yeah, just do an Owen Farrell, no hands, all shoulder, and just bounce the remote out of the grip, and then go down to the bunker. Ascari would too. 34 champions with 73 titles between them. That means the average titles per champion is more than 2. Little known fact. Jellyfish? Good shout. Could be. Could be. Right, come on everyone at Qatar. We want to get this underway. Don't care about these shots of the vicinity of the circuit. George Russell has got his ice pack on. And something in his hand, I don't know what it is. Trying to keep cool. Natasha Nicky Laudable. Other 3 times. So Jack Brabham, yeah, 3 times. And Nelson Piquet, who's, well, a bit of a controversial character these days, but Max Verstappen's FIL. Prithvi says Mika Hakkinen returns to McLaren after Norris goes to... I think Mika Hakkinen's racing days might be done. I did race him though. I raced him at the F1 arcade, didn't I? Wolfie got it here. What's jellyfish? Okay. Peanut butter and jellyfish. I like it. I said it's got to be more than 6 out of 10. Got to be. Um, 15 minutes to go. So, confirming starting at 6:30 local time. And the grid is hard to see with the telephoto view down from the front. There might be some people on the grid, like non-racing people. We'll see. Dutch fans are here, hoping to see their man crowned Drivers' World Champion again. This time it's been absolutely dominant. Davina Gilles was described as wanting to not win the race, but just wanted to win every lap. Every lap he wanted to win. It made him a legend. Only 6 wins, but every race was awesome viewing. Yes, and unfortunately a tragic end. Jay, Norris is too sweet to be in Red Bull. They won't get him. Well, he hasn't signed, has he? He hasn't signed up. Jory says, an abandoned F1 track in Valencia. Congrats to the Republic. Yeah. The ill-fated Valencia circuit. Valtteri Bottas has basically no... There's no sponsor on the front of his... Oh, that's because he's wearing an ice vest. He's wearing an ice vest over his sponsored top. I'm sure the sponsors are delighted about that. They need to sponsor the separate sponsorship for the ice vest. They knew the rules. It was in the brochure. Chat, we should have sponsored ourselves on the ice vest. Get a cheap ice vest sponsorship. Have McLaren had upgrades? I think McLaren had a very strong upgrade plan this season. Gune says, I remember Jeremy Clarkson describing Gilles as the best ever F1 driver. I mean, who is the best ever F1 driver? Welcome, Dan Smith. On a scale of 1 to Mansell, how good is Valtteri's mustache? It's got to be up there. Christian Horner. How many more years can Christian Horner do what he's doing? He's got at least another 20 years in him, maybe. We will see. So the front row here to confirm is Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Then it's Max and George behind. Wonder if George might fancy getting a run on Max. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc. It's a row lockout for Ferrari there. And Nico Hulkenberg qualifying ahead of Sergio Perez at 7th and 8th. Nico Hulkenberg can sometimes qualify that thing out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Lance Stroll in P16. A rare race in between his boxing fights. And yeah, Logan Sargent with a crisp 2:05.7 lap time there. Unlucky Logan. Maybe next time. Welcome to Cyritish. I was trying to think of a joke about a broken window, but it's a bit of a pain. I see what you've done there. Do we have a warm-up lap here? Yes, there will be a formation lap. There will be a formation lap. The reason for that, well, part of the reason is you want to see if cars can have a mechanical failure. A bit like we saw Yuki Tsunoda. You don't want to have it on the grid for the race. It can be very dangerous. AJ saying Max will be the best F1 driver of all time. Fangio winning in multiple cars was impressive different times. Yes, indeed. Could you rank the top drivers on their race pace? Okay, who do we think, chat? MBR, anyone know why Jack Villeneuve never got a good ride after the Williams? Well, the Williams was a massively OP car, so it was either Villeneuve or Damon Hill that was going to win it. And then, if I remember, didn't Frentzen come in the year after? I think Jack had a reputation for being a little bit difficult as well. But I don't remember the specifics. He also won, didn't he win in karts or IndyCar? I saw him race this year at Spa in the Floyd Vanwall, and he binned it, I think. And then he didn't want to go in for Le Mans because he wasn't happy being a third driver or something. Davina, Valtteri's mustache loses points as he wears it ironically. Mansell's was the real deal. Graham Hansel rocked his. So you lose points if your mustache is a parody. Right, we've got a bit of a grid walk here, except it's Ted Kravitz. It'll just be a bit awkward. What do you get if you cross a centipede with a parrot? I don't know, a talking centipede? I don't know. Stefania, who will win the sprint? I'm going to say Lando. MBR swimmer in NASCAR. He's done a lot of stuff. I mean, is he one Le Mans away from winning the Triple Crown? Wasn't Gilles Villeneuve the last driver to win the Triple Crown?
Yeah, copy.
If you take Triple Crown as Monaco, not F1 World Championship. But yeah, fastest drivers. Okay, chat. Here's the official ranking of the fastest drivers. Okay, in Formula One. Ah, it's impossible. Chat. Someone let me know in chat. A walkie-talkie. That's actually quite... That's not bad, actually. I think that's probably the best of the day. And beyond, next time Kireth shaves a beard, keeps a moustache. We'll have to do that as target. We'll have to do it if we get to 100k. We'll have to set a target for it. Montoya... Why, Montoya hasn't won Le Mans though, has he? I think Sergio Perez is a dark horse for the Triple Crown. Because he's won Monaco last year. Indy, you think you can have enough good cracks at it. And then Le Mans is just, Le Mans, you know, like Fernando did, you drive for Toyota. Guaranteed Le Mans, pretty much. Davina Jack wasn't that good. He also tied to the American race team, forgotten the name. He got dragged down by his contract with them. I think he won 2 of the Triple Crowns, 500 in Monaco. Stefania, why is Tsunoda black and Lawson grey? What? Welcome, Harmsy. Good to have you there. Adrian Newey. Lando walking to the car. We're just 8 minutes away. That time is starting a little bit early. 8 minutes away. George is done with the jokes. Very nice. Our Clat says best one of the day. I'm going to forward this to the race pretty soon. In fact, I might do it now. Get those race vibes up. Bear with me. It's just a sprint race on the grid. Just looks like a weird vibe. Like they need to, I think they need to do 2 double days, a bit like Formula E do. It needs to be like Saturday is a day where you have a practice, a qualifying, and a race, and Sunday you have practice, qualifying, a race. They need to really lean into it. I think they just need to get the teams on board with that. Ugh. Oh, just do the exposure. It's just easier than changing the lighting. Welcome, Prince Lev Myskin from Sunny, California. Welcome along. Welcome. 4 minutes left. Yes, indeed. 300 people watching. Let me just get this up, everyone. Just so we're all good to go. Bear with me. How my Red Bull's done. Ah, Max is just too good.
It's time for the final touches here on the grid.
Yeah, sure it is. I don't know why it doesn't default you to a setup here. Right, we'll just get that going. It still makes no sense how the actual quali's on Friday after 1 practice, but yeah, they obviously want to get more racing done so they can increase the price on Saturday tickets. If you think about it, in Formula 1, when you go to a track, the Saturday tickets are always cheaper than the Sunday tickets. So they just want to get to a place, I think, where the TV viewership and the ticket revenue is the same on the Saturday and the Sunday. And in fact, you might say a Saturday might be valuable from certain perspectives because people can go after and party and whatnot. Welcome along, everyone. Welcome. That's just in the background. Don't worry about that. How's the sound on that, though? Is it too loud? Is it too loud? Is that a bit better? Is that a bit better like that? Sounded good. Oh, I just changed it.
Okay, good job.
I just changed it. Well, Privy said loud. Incognito, see? Is it better now, though? Now I've lowered it a little bit. Chat, you can always say. You can always say whether it's too loud or not. Well, let's put it this way. No one's saying it's too quiet, are they? No one's saying it's too quiet. Okay, we're very close now. 3 minutes away to potentially crowning Max Verstappen as a 3-time Drivers' World Champion. Let's end the poll as well. So 40% of you said no. There we go, that's the poll complete. Come on, Formula 1, let's get going. I feel like we've seen a lot of practice and qualifying, and practice for the qualifying, and then qualifying for the practice, and let's get some racing underway, please. Mina, are you from England? Yes. Good guess. Well, you tell me, Professor, you're logical. Right, they're doing the opening credits now. We're getting ready to go. We're getting ready to go, everyone. Fernando, Alonso, Esteban, Ocon, ex-teammates. Lando, Norris starting in P2, Oscar Piastri in P1. Carlos Sainz, and I reckon the Ferraris could come together here. My prediction is the Ferraris are going to crash. There we go. That's my prediction. Chat, let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to win the sprint race? Who is going to win the sprint race here? Who's going to say Max? I don't know what we started here with the elder Sky. Who is going to win? Kate saying Hamilton. Prince Lando winning the spring race. Pranil Verstappen, Clack Max, Wolfie Max, Tanzila Max. Mark saying Piastri. AJ Max. Wow, any more people for Piastri? Jay Piastri. Harmsy says any of the McLarens, I beg you. Joris Max. Joris sporting his home racer. Okay, Jack saying Max. Okay, a lot of people say Max. Whoa, we've never seen so many people say Max in any stream we've done this year. I'm pretty sure. That is a whitewash for Max. Even though Natasha says Norris. Didn't try to say Alonso. Sign one of the Mercedes. Okay. Let's see. Let's see indeed. So we are just a minute or so away, everyone, on the sprint race. I'm getting a little bit cold. Getting a little bit cold and chilly. Thanks, George, for the update there. Welcome, Ho Ho. Yeah, will Logan Sargent crash as well? I mean, if you're a bookie, you don't even take bets on that, do you? Match fixing. Mike saying Max. Prince, I wouldn't count out the Mercedes. Well, we will see. Hamilton, unfortunately, in P12, though, would be a different dynamic if you're trying to get to the front like we saw Lewis Hamilton have to do in Interlagos in 2021 for the sprint. Okay, so who are you supporting? I'd love to see the top 6 drivers taking it easy as a sprint race and Nico Hulkenberg just going full send. That's what I want to see. Snowline's looking for some action. Very nice. Good to hear. We're almost time. Where is everyone? Let's do a nations, by the way. Where are you watching from in the world? Let us know your country, because it was very interesting earlier. I don't think there was a clear winner earlier. I really don't think there was a clear winner. Let's do the nations check. Let us know. Meanwhile, the cars are on the grid. They're about to take the tyre warmers off. George Russell is sweating in the helmet.
What's going on there? No one's straight right speed.
But he's in P4. So, second row of the grid. Max Verstappen needs to outscore Perez by 3 points. Meaning that if he finishes 6 or higher, doesn't matter where Perez is, Max Verstappen is champion. So, let's see what is going to happen. Oh, dear me. Tanzila UK, George UK, Mike from the USA. Oh my goodness, I'm JT from Germany, Vina from France, Clapty from Cleveland, Prince, California, Pranil from South Africa, Stature from Netherlands, Mark from Ireland. Okay, Netherlands coming in very strong here. Netherlands coming very epi from Netherlands, I'm seeing. Tanzil, you voted about 35 times, mate. Mashaban from South Africa, Vlaka from Croatia, Kieran from Netherlands, Mountain Bike from the Azores, Paul from Oxfordshire, Kripan from Nepal, Sai from India, Joris from Lithuania. I think UK's won it though. UK's won it for sure. UK's won that one. Right, formation lap time, everyone. Are we ready then for the sprint race? Are we ready for the sprint? Belgium coming in Portugal as well. Oh, do me one more favour actually. Just before the race starts, please, right now, please make sure you share the stream. It always helps massively. There's a little button below where I am, somewhere down there. Just to share it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever your platform is. Just share it and feel free to tag me in. I really appreciate it. It's probably the thing you can do the most to help share the stream, obviously. Sounds obvious, but would be awesome here. I feel like I just want to see some racing now. I want to get into the racing and see what's going to happen. Oh, I'm seeing people share. I'm getting some notifications already, people sharing it. Jessica from Botswana, very nice. Sudan as well. JTX has now switched allegiance to the Netherlands. A bit like Clarence Seedorf. Okay. Welcome Downforce. Good to have some Downforce in the chat. 19 laps here. No mandatory pit stops. First place gets 8 points. 8th place gets 1 point. You can work out the rest yourself, I think. So we've got 19 laps here. At about a 1 minute 30. Slightly under lap time. So this is it for the sprint race as the cars are coming around on the formation lap. So we are on formation, everyone. We're on formation. Professor saying Russell's on softs. So is that controversial to go on softs then? To try and go all the way? Is that a long stint on the soft tyre? Jos Verstappen's in the house as well. Yeah, hoping for a fun race, everyone, as Oscar Piastri, like he would have done in many junior formulas, but now for the first time in Formula 1, takes first place. And why is Max Verstappen alongside him? Might it look there? I must have missed a McLaren further up the grid there. No, yeah, I did. I made a mistake. There we go. So Lando, Norris and PT. So Lando will have the inside line, actually, for turn 1. So Lando in P2 is on the right-hand side of the grid. And you can see there the mixture of the... now, I'm going to call it as I see it. I'm going to call it as I see it from my feed. So you know how it works in the chat if you're there. As far as I can see, we've got the last 2 cars pulling into their pit box. The Aston Martin medical car comes out as well. As is protocol behind the grid, and there'll be a marshal who'll walk. In fact, he won't walk across the grid. He just waves the green flag, and the lights go 1 light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. When they go out, we'll go racing, and here we go. It's a great start from Piastri, and Lando gets swamped, and in fact, Russell goes around Piastri. And it looks like one of the Ferraris is going to have an incredible start. So and George Russell is wide. So we got Piastri, and then it must be Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz. And George Russell's right up there. Russell's in P2. An incredible start. Oh, someone's gone wide at the back. It might be a Mercedes, I couldn't quite see. And Max Verstappen's had a disastrous start. Max Verstappen, well, he needs to finish P6. And at the moment, he's P5. Really bad start for Max Verstappen. Someone ended up going onto the... dusty outside of the track earlier on. It looked like a silvery black car, so that's why I thought it might be perhaps could have been Lewis Hamilton, but I wasn't quite sure. I didn't get a really clean look at it. I will let you know. In fact, it looks like Liam Lawson. It looks like Liam Lawson was the driver, yeah, that got spun out there. But what an incredible start for George Russell, all aided by the really bad start for Lando Norris. But it's the same with Max Verstappen. He didn't have a good start as well. Oh, Liam Lawson, this might be a safety car. I don't know, because Lawson is in. There is a gravel trap here. So Lawson has found a deep gravel trap. In fact, lots of gravel traps. But he's stuck in the gravel trap. In fact, yes, we go. Safety car, everyone. Safety car. Get your car emojis out. It is safety car time. It's going to bunch everyone else up. We're still on the first lap as I see it. And the big losers are Max Verstappen going from P3 to P5. And Lando going from P2 to P6. What a disaster. And the Ferraris... So what happened is Lando Norris on the inside got a really bad start, bogged down. George Russell, who was immediately behind him in P4, went up the inside and got ahead of Lando. But then the Ferraris had an even better start, I think, because they made it a sort of a 3 wide at the beginning. Going to have a look here again from the helicopter view. Yeah, terrible start for Lando. And it was Carlos Sainz who had one of the best starts I've ever seen. came from the opposite side of the grid and was sort of briefly in P2. In fact, he was in P2 as George Russell really had to lean on the grip of the tyres and ended up pushing Carlos Sainz wide in the next corner there. And then the Ferraris went side by side. In fact, Carlos pushed Charles Leclerc off the track a little bit. But I'm going to see now with Liam Lawson, who was obviously near the back of the grid, didn't have the best start. So comes into turn 1, he filters over to the outside, then he goes back to the inside, goes up the inside of an Alfa Romeo. He's tight on turn 1, around the right-hander, tight. He's on the outside for the left-hander. Oh, loses the back end. I don't think there was any contact. I think he just lost it. I think Liam Lawson lost it, and that makes it even more impressive, the speed that George Russell was able to carry around turn 1. It seemed like a very, very, very sort of difficult line to take. And once Max Verstappen, it was all going on the inside, and Max Verstappen ended up on the outside, which was just the wrong lane to be in, and he had a bit of a twitchy moment as well, lost some traction, and basically lost out to both Ferraris. He managed to get past Lando Norris, so he could have lost out to Lando as well, and that's how he ended up P5, as Carlos Sainz pushed Charles Leclerc off the curb and raised a load of dust. Sergio Perez had a pretty bad start off the line. Fernando Alonso getting past him, but he was well up the inside, almost hit the Haas Nico Hulkenberg. Again, a very sketchy and dusty turn 1 for a lot of drivers. Minimal grip, and oh my goodness, Sergio Perez is having the worst start ever. Looks like he had absolutely no grip. You look at him soaring away at the wheel. He really didn't know where the grip was. Very dusty. So, green flag, by the way. Safety car is coming in. Safety car is coming in. Are we good, everyone? So, lap 2 now of the sprint. Lap 2 of the sprint. Hopefully I've called that for you and you can know what's going on. And it is Oscar Piastri who leads us away here. Everything is very compact. Alonso gained 2 places. Ocon 2 as well. But Lando down into P6, starting P2, not great. And in fact, Fernando Alonso is up the inside of Lando Norris at the first corner. Lando's going to try and hold it around the outside. And in fact, he's able to do that just about. So, again, there is a wide line you can take on the outside of turn 1. There seems to be perhaps a lot of grip there. Seen a few cars do that now. As Kevin Magnussen is dropping a lot of positions. And there goes, oh, contact maybe between Alonso and Lando Norris. Side by side, Alonso is going for this. And meanwhile, the front of the grid, oh no, Oscar Piastri loses out. George Russell goes through. George Russell's in the lead now. Looks like he squeezed Oscar Piastri out. What is going on with the McLaren race pace here? And Oscar Piastri is now in the clutches of Carlos Sainz, who's also looked very racy. The McLarens are really struggling here in the race. What is going on there? But Alonso's now dropped down. He was ahead of Lando Norris. Have a look at George Russell. What happened? Was it a mistake from Piastri? No, just a massive send. Oh my goodness, it was a karting send. A very rude send there by Russell on Oscar Piastri. And he's got a big move on the radio. It's one of those moves, a Max Verstappen-esque move back in the day, where he came from a million miles back, put his car there, and said to Oscar Piastri, if you turn in, we're going to crash. Oh, Logan Sargent's had his crash of the day. So let us know if you had your bet on Logan Sargent crashing. And he's also in the gravel trap, and he might be done. Again, it's driver error there. It's driver error, just lost the back end. And I wonder if there's going to be another safety car, because I imagine he's going to be beached in the gravel trap. Would not be surprised. Safety car, everyone. Yes, I got a live stream. It's Kireth K. Is my Instagram. Kireth K. Make sure to follow me there. Get your safety cars out in the chat, or just get a hog emoji or something. Logan Sargent's crashed for, I think, the 85th time this year. So he's broken the record already, but, you know. Logan Sargent driver error. It might have been a loss of downforce off the front following another car, but his team don't look that happy. At least he hasn't damaged the car. He hasn't damaged it. Welcome, Vanessa Zyking. Green, green, green. By the way, if you are enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe as well. It does massively help us out. I'm enjoying this. Safety car again. So we're simultaneously a quarter of the way through the race, only 4 laps into the race, and having our second safety car of the race. Sprint racing is fun, everyone. As my friend who is a Williams F1 engineer, I won't repeat what he said, but you can imagine. Yeah, Logan doing it for the cameras. He's a bit like one of those goalkeepers in football that just dive a lot. Yeah, we need to get a safety car emoji. We need to get it. Cannot park there. Yes, indeed. Well, Logan has because he's done it. I'm going to have a look at Fernando Alonso. So Fernando Alonso got up the inside of George Russell. Sorry, Lando Norris, my bad. And had the inside, was momentarily ahead. George Russell, Lando hung it around the outside. But then what happened with Fernando Alonso to lose a few more places? How did Alonso lose out to Ocon, his old teammate? Oh, Ocon with an incredible move. Surely not. Ocon round the outside of Fernando Alonso. Ocon has just made Fernando Alonso look like an old man. Honestly, that was a hell of a move by Fernando. The irony is that Fernando couldn't get it stuck on Lando, but Esteban Ocon got it stuck on Fernando Alonso there. And Fernando hasn't been particularly complimentary about Esteban Ocon's driving. So now I'm saying this race is a joke. Well, we've seen 2 driver errors at the moment, but this is what the gravel traps are for. High consequences. Meanwhile, Sainz on the radio says, "Guy, I've solved the misfire, or I'm going to lose position." And Sainz saying it was a surge event, was thinking of changing the settings with his engineer. So some issues there for Carlos Sainz. Oh, thanks, Joyce. Appreciate it, my guy. MBR's got the finger out, approving of the race. Lord MBR. Prince saying feels bad for Yuki. What do you feel bad for Yuki about? Liam Lawson's already out the car. At least the car isn't damaged. It's only a sprint race. And frankly, if you're not going to be in the points in the sprint race, then, you know, crack on with the race. Prince saying Ocon's underrated. Right, I think the safety car will probably be coming in this lap. You see George Russell with a very rude move. It was a very rude karting move by George Russell. A lot of these corners you have to open up the corner. So Piastri went to open up the corner and George Russell took a shortcut and stopped his car. So as Piastri was coming in, George Russell's car was there and Piastri had to go wide, ended up on the dirty line. So if I was Piastri, I'd say, is that really okay? My hunch is it is okay. It's just it's a rude move. It's a rude move. Welcome, Arbin. Good to have you on board. If you're new here, like I said, please, 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 just hit that subscribe button right now. Make sure you don't miss a lot of the streams coming up.
Just keep on pushing.
So I think Max is going to fully send it. Well, Max, I'm on board here with Lance Stroll, by the way. I'm Lance Stroll at the start. Lance Stroll. Oh, you saw we got the great view there of Liam Lawson just losing the back end ahead of Lance Stroll. He turned in. The back came round. He counter-steered. I almost did a similar thing when I was racing. I ended up in the gravel, actually. But I managed to just keep going. Not by any luck or anything. Something's happened now. I'm just going to eat a crisp. It's going to be quite noisy, so I'm going to mute myself.
And this is where they spun out. The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Logan Sargent doesn't even look bothered he's crashed, to be honest. Do you think, Peter Pan says, do you think Piastri can clutch first? He'll need to send it. I wonder if he'll do the same move on George Russell. He'll say, look, if that's the rules you want to play by, every time you open up a corner, I'll just straight line it and I'll put my car on the apex. Thank you very much. I don't know what the flavour is, but I don't like it. I'm a simple man. I'll go cheese and onion all day, every day, and this is like some sweet chilli nonsense. It's one of those fancy crisps. I'm not even going to show you because I have to eat it. Yeah, very good point there. Keep an eye on the Ferraris. Keep an eye on the Ferraris here. Safety car ending, by the way. Safety car is ending. I'm going to have a look at the start from Lando Norris. And I get the feeling I had a terrible grid start the other day. Oh my goodness, in my Mazda. I went from first. I dropped the clutch in first. Really good start. I was getting into P3 and I put it into second. It's so embarrassing. I end up in neutral. It's as bad as it sounds. But anyway, I came back in the race. Fun start. Still getting some replays here of the start, but the safety car is ending. You see George Russell there leading the pack. Oscar Piastri. I mean, there is a decent amount of drama here. I just think that some of the drivers are racing a lot harder than the others, is my feeling. That's my feeling. Some of them are like, no, it's all about the race. Let's just not damage the car. And other drivers are going full send and almost taking advantage of that. Oh, there we go. Carlos Sainz didn't really leave a car's width there for Charles Leclerc. I'm sure they'll talk about that in the debrief. Sasha saying green, yeah, I will let you know how I see it on my screen. As it's very tightly packed at the beginning. It's not an easy one to lead everyone away here. Where do you go? Do you leave it really late around the last corner? George Russell goes... Oh, he catches Piastri napping there. Oh, dearie me. Terrible restart from Piastri. He's gone very early, George Russell. Russell's gone really, really, really early. As Piastri was warming up his tyres, George Russell just went. So it's a great start from Russell. And in fact, Piastri is now going to be... Oh my goodness, he's going to be a lamb to slaughter here at the Ferraris. Goes very defensive to try and hold off Carlos Sainz as we restart the race. Carlos Sainz is momentarily ahead on the outside, but I suspect Piastri will just block him off from the inside, and Sainz is going to try and hold it around the outside, but can't do it. Piastri keeps the position. Now, how much pace does that McLaren have compared to George Russell? And how is Max Verstappen finding it in there? Thanks everyone in the chat. Thanks everyone, appreciate it.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
A rude move, yes indeed. Meanwhile, what's going on in the field here? You can see Charles Leclerc has dropped back a little bit. So, interesting battle there between Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Alonso, Ocon. Obviously, Alonso had managed to get back past Esteban Ocon there. And look how much Nico Hulkenberg is it feels like he's lost out, but he wasn't massively ahead. I think he started P7, he's now P9. So I have to have a look here, see when the DRS open, what's that going to mean down the straight. But we've got George Russell, meanwhile, on the soft tyre. There is a mixture, about half the cars on the softs, half on the mediums. I'm looking on board here with Fernando Alonso doing the move on Esteban Ocon. Bear with me. It's a move around the outside. It's a move around the outside in the pit straight. Great camera angle here they've got on Fernando Alonso's car. Like a GoPro-esque one. Welcome, Sky and Lawrence. He's my favourite driver. I'm hoping Oscar Piastri can do well here. But have a look at the gaps. 1.5 second gap from Piastri to Russell. And then we've got Sainz within DRS of Oscar Piastri. But then Charles Leclerc is dropping back a little bit. So interesting here that the Ferraris in recent races have been on the radio saying that they're the fastest driver, etc. But here it seems to be that Carlos Sainz has a little bit more pace, perhaps. Can Charles Leclerc get within the slipstream, get within the DRS? Meanwhile, Lance Stroll, look at Lewis Hamilton's still down in P12. Such a big difference between the two Mercedes cars. Welcome, Gary. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Professor says, how long are those? Yeah, so yeah, Russell is on the softs. Russell's on the softs. Both Ferraris on the softs. Alonso and Ocon on the softs. But meanwhile, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen and Lando are on the mediums. So there's a big mixture here. And Lewis Hamilton on the mediums as well. So Russell on the softs, but Lewis Hamilton on the mediums. Not sure on the tyre deck, but, you know, hopefully it turns out to be a decent crossover. Where it's difficult to get it right. That's what we want to see. So, having a look now, it's very interesting to see here that because you don't have Max Verstappen at the front, you don't have a driver absolutely running away with it, do you? Which is very unusual. We've got a big pack of cars there. And I wonder if Verstappen's thinking, I'm in P5. I don't need to do anything more here. I just need to stay here. That said, he's within DRS of Charles Leclerc. Is he going to go front home? Yes, he does. That's not the race that Max Verstappen is. He wants to go all the way forward here. And he does get past Charles Leclerc and goes into P4. Puts another finger on the trophy there. And that is the Drivers' World Championship trophy. So he might be someone who doesn't even get on the podium, but wins the big thing. It's all about. Sorry to hear that, Gary, but great to have you in the stream. And hope things are getting better. Professor saying Piastri fastest lap. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Let me just change some tyres here. Bear with me. Bear with me a second.
Okay, box and pick confirm.
Just get that absolutely done. Yes. We also have a look at Sergio Perez, who managed to get past. That'll be Pierre Gasly. So Perez, amazing the story here. You got George Russell up in P1, Hamilton and P12. But as I say that, he gets past Gasly as well. So maybe Gasly is really struggling here. Could be really struggling. Yeah, we're right on it here, JTX. We're right on it. And now Max Verstappen has got past Carlos Sainz as well. I'm going to let you know how it happened. Going into the last corner here. So I think a regular DR. Max Verstappen could win the sprint race, everyone. Verstappen could win the sprint. And Piastri and soft run is starting to struggle now. This race is going to come back to us. That could be it. The Ferraris out on the soft tyres could be really struggling here. Really interesting to see a mix of tyres for this race. When there's no pit stop, seeing it half in softs and mediums. I'm surprised more teams haven't split it. So George Russell, is he going to come under attack? Yeah, thanks, Paul. We're just multitasking here. Just multitasking. George, the teams were all told the softs should not be doing more than 20 laps. But safety cars are good for saving tyres. Very good point there. 2 safety cars already. Meanwhile, I'm going to see the Lewis Hamilton move on Pierre Gasly. Another DRS-assisted move down the home straight. Massive overspeed for Hamilton. Gasly doesn't even defend. No points. Just a regular overtake for Lewis Hamilton into turn 1 there. Max Verstappen now, look at the lap times there. Almost, it's a second and a half quicker than George Russell. And Piastri has got past George Russell. But the story here, I think, is going to be Verstappen versus Piastri. Lando Norris is in a massive Ferrari sandwich there. An Italian ciabatta, as you might say. I think this is about Max Verstappen. Can Max Verstappen win this sprint race?
Bottas is in pit lane.
This is the key question here. Piastri's now past Russell. It looks like the soft tyres are really not the one. In fact, yeah, George Russell went defensive on the home straight and Piastri went clean round the outside. At the moment, Piastri is on course to win his maiden race win in Formula 1, albeit a sprint race, but they all still count. And Lando Norris trying to go round the outside of Charles Leclerc and does it! Lando Norris goes round the outside of Charles Leclerc at turn 1. Incredible move there. There is grip on the outside. Maybe it's dusty on the inside or something. Maybe... Oh, no! Big crash! Big crash. One of the Red Bulls is off. Who is it? It must be Perez. Perez and Hulkenberg have gone off. Remember, Perez crashed with Magnussen at Japan. Perez is washed. He's taken out Magnussen, I believe. Hulkenberg's involved as well. It's all carnage here. Perez absolutely washed. Frankly, a danger. Oh no, there's an Alpine in there as well. Right, I'm going to have to let you know what's gone here. Get your yellow flags out. This is going to be a safety car. This is going to be a safety car, everyone. Guaranteed. 3rd safety car of the sprint. Perez is calling someone over. Is he worried about something? I think we can see that your car needs towing, Perez. He's looking at his watch. Perez, what are you doing? You've just binned off the car for like the 3rd time in 3 races. You know, please, Perez, just easy, 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 easy. Oh, the car's on fire, that's why. The car's on fire. Right, it's Ocon off. Is there going to be some tasty words? The cars are about 5 meters, 10 meters away at most from each other. Perez is loitering around his car on fire. Ocon gets out of his car. Are they going? No, don't cut away. I want to see. They're showing the Lando. Oh, the Lando overtake. Very. Leclerc had a few bites at the defensive cherry on the inside. So Lando says, "Screw that. I'm going to go around the outside." What's going to happen? Oh, it's a 3 wide situation. Nothing. Not Perez's fault. Not Perez's fault. Esteban Ocon. It was a 3 wide. Esteban Ocon, I think, got tagged by Nico Hulkenberg. It was absolutely unbelievable scenes. I think Hulkenberg decided to back out, but honestly, this genuinely might be a racing incident. This genuinely might be a racing incident. So, Ocon had a really bad corner for some reason. Hulkenberg switched him back. Perez was on the inside of all of them. And I think, hang on, I feel like it's Esteban Ocon's fault here. I feel like Esteban Ocon just tagged Nico Hulkenberg and that all hit Perez and they all went off. So I feel like this is Esteban Ocon's fault. He's getting switched back by Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg saw what was happening, backed out. I mean, arguably, if Hulkenberg hadn't backed out, it would have been wheel-to-wheel contact between them. It would have been wheel-to-wheel contact. It's difficult to say Ocon got squeezed when he's got all the space on the inside he needs. Whereas Hulkenberg definitely got squeezed because he's got 2 cars on the outside. Very interesting instant there. Very interesting instant. So again, just to confirm, I think Ocon had done an overtake. Hulkenberg switched him back. So Hulkenberg was on the inside, gaining, but Perez had even more pace. Hulkenberg recognised that he had Perez on his outside, Ocon on his inside, so he started to back out. As he backed out, they just clipped him, and it was a particularly bad contact. It wasn't wheel to wheel, it was wheel to wing and all that kind of stuff. That spun around Ocon, who hit Perez on the outside, and ironically Hulkenberg kind of survived, albeit he's had to pit. So I wonder if we're going to see some black and white flags here for lap time deletions as well. Oh, sorry, RC means you've missed a lot. You've missed 3 safety cars already, my guy. Max Verstappen world champion could be. Gary saying Hulkenberg moved right under braking. Let's see. Mexican Minister of Washed. Chat, what do we think? Just on, even if you haven't seen it, on your instinct, who was at fault? Ocon, Hulkenberg, or Sergio Perez? Hulkenberg has retired, by the way. You can see the front left wing, the telltale sign, that's where the contact was with Esteban Ocon. Will we get a red flag? Well, Sergio Perez's car is still there on fire. So, I have a suspicious feeling, everyone, that the powers that be will want to see this finish under safety car. I have a suspicious feeling they should have red flagged this immediately, but because there are 6 laps to go, I feel like they just want to see this through. That's my hunch. That's my hunch here. Which is disappointing. That should be red flagged. They should red flag that immediately, especially because there's lots of marshals on the track. Neutralise the race and have another, you know, it would have been like another 9 lap per sprint.
Okay, that was a purple lap. I'll let you know if the situation changes.
George saying Perez watched his career go up in flames. Dear me. Welcome Jan Van Lent as well. So why we're not under red flag, I do not know. Or just bring them into the pit lane and stop them in a row. At the moment, Max is obviously provisional champion because Sergio Perez, a man in P2, is now at real risk of Lewis Hamilton overtaking him, by the way, in the championship. So we are still under safety car. We're still under safety car, and as it stands, unless Max is going to get taken out, take himself out, he is going to become the 3-time Formula 1 Drivers' World Champion. So 3rd safety car of the day. And with that car on fire for Sergio Perez, I just think it's going to take time to recover it. Natasha, if there's a fire, they should always red flag it. Nico Hulkenberg sees himself on the cameras. Is he going to give us a telltale sign? No, he's still breathing heavily, actually. I think he's trying to work out what he could have done differently. So Hulkenberg was in the middle. To be fair, Hulkenberg could have tried... I think Hulkenberg was really sensible. I'm just going to back out of this. But ironically, him backing out might have... He might have just needed to be wheel to wheel there. It's a really difficult situation for Nico. If you want to back out of that, it's a really difficult situation. Maybe Sergio Perez just made that all way too complicated. You know, maybe Sergio Perez should have visualised that Hulkenberg was going to get squeezed wide. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton behind was just looking at all that, eating popcorn. How many laps left? There are 6 laps to go of the sprint race. We're still on the safety car. Still under safety car. So this is great news, by the way, for Oscar Piastri, I would say. Because Max Verstappen's really on a charge there. That is always why you leave the space, honestly. I just wonder if Sergio Perez should not have been in that gap. It's just... I don't know what he was trying to do. Was he going to try and overtake 2 people around the outside? You know, if you play it forward... Sergio having some water. Walking away now, getting papped in the face. Snowline saying it's a clown show. Yeah, Perez okay. He's walking away. All drivers have walked away. Safety car ending, everyone! Safety car ending! I think they'll make the race, but safety car ending, everyone. Safety car ending. It's an Aston Martin something. Vanquish, maybe. Vantage. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have, I think, 5 more laps to go of the sprint race. As our 3rd safety car ends. This is what the team said. They didn't want to do sprint race because of damage. Oscar Piastri goes off. I'm going to call it as I see it, everyone. I'm going to call it as I see it. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton is getting a World Championship point at the moment. How late is Piastri going to leave it? Obviously, oh, Verstappen was really twitching. Obviously, Russell got a really good start. There goes Piastri, and Russell is right on him. Compared to the Russell start, it's not gone as well for Oscar Piastri here. But he is going to go ahead, obviously start the lap ahead. It's just a bit more compact this time. Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, Sainz, Norris. And remember, Norris will want to get past Carlos Sainz. But in fact, it's Charles Leclerc trying to go up the inside of Lando. Can't do it. Remember, the tyres might be going in and out of windows here. In fact, Charles Leclerc does throw up the inside of Lando Norris, but Lando tries to keep it around the outside where we know there is a lot of grip. Oh, what a move by Charles Leclerc. What a move by Charles Leclerc. He gets that stuck on the medium tyre. Very aggressive. I was expecting to see cars make contact and go spinning into the desert there, but it did not happen. Yeah, we are racing again, everyone. We are racing to the finale of the F1 sprint race. Great move by Charles Leclerc. And to be fair, we've seen some pretty good overtakes here. Some absolutely atrocious ones as well. So Lando Norris, I mean, it's really not gone well from this race. He's going to have to regroup. He's on the mediums. That should be better. Are we going to see the softs overheat again? Or are they going to be able to stay in the window till the end of the race? Meanwhile, look at Oscar Piastri. How far ahead he's got of George Russell, who is under huge pressure from Max Verstappen. Surely Verstappen's going to get ahead of George Russell, DRS assisted. Looks very close here. Looks very close. And it looks like Max Verstappen has gone ahead. I will call that as I see it. Meanwhile, I'm going to let you know what happened with the Charles Leclerc move down the home straight. This is very interesting. So Charles Leclerc went to the inside. Lando Norris did not go defensive, but Leclerc didn't have the speed. He had to tuck back inside. And he went again on the inside. He had to gather a bit more slip. Norris went around. Oh, Carlos Sainz blocked Lando Norris. It was 5D chess from the Ferraris. As there goes, I'm looking at now Verstappen going inside of Lando Norris. Carlos Sainz, who was playing 5D chess at Monza, came out and blocked Lando Norris, and that let Charles Leclerc through. Absolutely incredible scenes there from the Tifosi team players. That's how we do. But the story now, chat, is can Max Verstappen get past Oscar Piastri, win the sprint race, and win the Drivers' World Championship? That is all what we want to see right now. Very regulation overtake from Verstappen on George Russell there. Chat, let us know if you think Max Verstappen is going to win this race. If you are a Max Verstappen supporter, now is the time to show your support. We've got Max Verstappen emojis in there. Max Verstappen is 2.3 behind, but he's running out of laps. And if he feels like I felt in my last race yesterday or day before, he'll just be feeling so good in the car right now, pushing everything to the limit, but feeling super smooth. And if you're Oscar Piastri, you're seeing your Red Bull get bigger and bigger in your mirrors, and it's not a pleasant sight. Paul doesn't think he can catch him. Platty says yes. Snowline says do it, Matt. George noting that Gasly got ahead of Hamilton. Yes, indeed. Chat, do we think Max is going to win this? Is Max going to win? Natasha says, come on, Max. It's 2.1 seconds now. Remember, he needs to get in that DRS. There's only going to be 2 laps to go. Can Max Verstappen get into DRS on the home straight here? Or will it be just 1 DRS lap on the last lap? But then will he get enough of it? Oh, we will see. Oh, my word. As a big battle here between Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. Sainz goes defensive. Lando now gets past Carlos Sainz. So Lando now on the medium tyres has got past both of the Ferraris again. And you can see how condensed it is. Lewis Hamilton's got up to P8 from P12. And Verstappen is 1.9. I think Piastri is going to hold on to this, everyone. I think Piastri is going to hold on to it. Prithvi saying let Piastri win. Come on, let us know. Show your colours in the chat. Any papaya there from McLaren? Or is it Max Verstappen? Norris is going to go for P3 as well. Yes, Norris might go for a real last lap send. There was a big lock-up from Pierre Gasly there. that allow... By the way, look at Alex Albon up into P9. How on earth has Alex Albon managed to get to P9 here? That man is a wizard. No one has noticed it, but he's taken that Williams, the one that Logan Sargent's binned, into P9 in the Qatar sprint race. Absolutely incredible scenes. He's actually now 1 away from a World Championship point. We've got some lines in there. We've got some papaya in as well. Okay, now it's easier for me to see. I'm seeing a lot of support there for Piastri. Leclerc saying, I think Carlos is struggling. Well, we know what that's about. And Hamilton's all over them. Hamilton's all over them. Right, it's going to be the last lap, everyone. It's going to be the last lap. And what that means is you won't get a full DRS zone on the back straight. But I don't think Verstappen's going to win this race. I just think Verstappen's going to finish P2 and in the sprint race. And that means he's going to be world champion. I think everyone's going to win here. Oscar Piastri's going to get a maiden victory and Verstappen's going to win the world championship. I think you're going to see a big handshake and a slap on the back between the both of them. There's a tacit understanding now of what is required for an optimal conclusion for both of these drivers from this sprint race. Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome, Joyce. Great to see your heroes. Yeah, I think Verstappen's got this. What about Lando on George Russell here? It's very close between them. We'll have to go around the outside somewhere. Lando gets it done, though. Lando gets it done. Meanwhile, Hamilton's got past Leclerc. Can Hamilton get past Carlos Sainz? It looks like the soft tyre was really not the tyre to be on. Chat, we are about to see a new 3-time F1 Drivers' World Championship. Second only now to Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, Fangio, Sebastian Vettel and Alan Prost. And the next most successful Formula 1 driver in history we are witnessing is Max Verstappen. Winning now in unbelievable scenes on a Saturday. So unbelievably dominant. I'm not sure people would have expected the championship to be wrapped up in Qatar. Certainly not the people that bid for the Las Vegas track at that slot in the calendar. But here we go. George Russell has conceded to Lando Norris. Hamilton has managed to go from P12 to P5. But the story is all about a maiden victory for Oscar Piastri here in his rookie season. But even more seismic is Max Verstappen winning his 3rd World Drivers' Championship, everyone, here at Qatar in the sprint race. The pressure's off for Max. He's done it. It's been an incredibly dominant season. 10 race victories in a row. We've been streaming this all season, and it's been a season of Max Verstappen dominance, often through free practice into qualifying and then in the race as well. Getting 3 pit stops, managing to pit and get on the soft tyre and get the fastest up as well. He's looked incredibly relaxed until the last few races in Singapore, say, and Japan. But he has been just on another level, and frankly, the ability of that man is scary. I said it on the podium at Monza. It looked like we're reaching prime Max Verstappen. I don't even think we're at prime Max Verstappen yet. Chat, get your claps out in the chat there for Max Verstappen. We have just witnessed history. Max Verstappen, is he the youngest 3-time world champion as well? Quite possibly. The man is only about 25 or something. It is very, very, very scary what he could go on to achieve in motor racing. Incredible to witness. I think a driver as well who was really matured in Formula 1, came in at just the age of 16, and the Dutch fans are delighted. Congratulations, Max. You are a 3-time Drivers' World Championship in a season where your teammate has really struggled. You have made it look easy. Look at the love there coming out in the chat for Max Verstappen. Absolutely incredible scenes. Max just turned 26. We're getting to prime Max. We're not even at prime Max yet. Will Russell be given the order? I don't know what that means. Sounds ominous. Privy says Oscar, Lewis and Seb are some of the drivers who have won a race in their rookie season. Yes. Could we see a Piastri and Verstappen driver pairing at Red Bull? We've seen that before, haven't we? An Australian with a bit of a different attitude to the undeniable racing prodigy. No, Vettel was 25th when he got his 3rd. Wow. Okay. Chat, I mean, pretty crazy to think that just how good Verstappen is, I have to say. And Oscar Piastri as well. The man's cool as a cucumber. I mean, he took it really well hearing the news he'd been demoted. He managed to navigate the track limits here. He's driving a car that, frankly, Daniel Ricciardo, his compatriot, just couldn't really handle. This is the car that broke Daniel Ricciardo, pretty much ended his career, I'd say. But Oscar Piastri just looks relaxed. He looks measured. He has an inner confidence, not an outer confidence, I would say. That maybe is something that we can all note and learn from. Incredible to see. And I hope he's really happy with this. I hope he's really, really, really happy. We will see. Professor, he also deserves to as well. Ah, got it, George. Okay. Meanwhile, the lights go off in the pits. We're about to see a light show that I need to translate to you. So the lights are off in the pit lane. All the cars come in. Max Verstappen is going to go on the weighbridge. Oh, he's going to go onto the weighbridge. That's also the electronic screen. And it says Max Verstappen World Champion on the LEDs. Looks very similar to when they revealed this car at the beginning of the season, which I covered, obviously. You know, Red Bull and Ford are going to be tying up. Let's not forget. And they've got the board out. The 2023 World Drivers' Champion, Max Verstappen, gets up on the car and just goes like that. It's on a massive outburst of emotion, runs over to the mechanics. And here we go. They are overjoyed. They've kept that car. I mean, from a car perspective, the car has just been absolutely unreal. It's never visibly looked in danger of... You know, this is the most reliable car in the world, basically. Now time for a picture with his team. Jack saying Oscar is the future of F1. Alfaris, how on earth did Mercedes think soft Russells were a good idea? I don't know. It looked like it was easy to keep it wrong. There is Kelly PK. aka Daniel Kvyat's ex, who looks over the moon as well. Mohammed bin Suleiman is there as well, and the McLaren mechanics really happy for Oscar Piastri. Always an interesting relationship when you have a rookie and experienced mechanics. You know, they'll be really... They might have given him some tough love at the beginning, but I'm sure they'll be absolutely over the moon. Mohammed bin Suleiman is trying to organise things, and Max Verstappen doesn't really care about it. Said he says hello to Stefano Domenicali. Lando Norris is loitering as well. Frankly, when you're the 3-time world champ, you do what you want, Max. You do what you want. Takes off the helmet. And takes off the balaclava. He has got a bit of a sweat on. I think he would have won that race if it wasn't for the safety car. Are we going to see that moment now? The handshake I predicted between Oscar and Max. A win-win for both of them. Max can take a break like Michael Jordan. Here we go. Max and Oscar Piastri. There's the handshake. Smiles between them. They love to see it. And yeah, no fireworks here. Just some LED screens that are very pink and blue. And Kelly PK is just chilling now. Thanks, Vlatka. Yeah, it's not classed a proper race win, but it's still a win's a win. When you're a racing driver and you win a race, it arguably means more than the stats, if that makes sense. You know when you've won a race against the competition always trying their best. So I don't think it will really matter too much to Oscar Piastri.
Passed, you're through.
George says, why does George always take awkward after race? I don't know. Adrian Newey, they've got the caps on now. Adrian Newey's got the flat cap on. Gold on the caps. Red Bull have really dominated this season, haven't they? And it looks a little bit empty, I've got to say. I've got to be honest. It doesn't have the vibe of a World Championship win. I've just got to be really honest with you. It feels empty. You know, can you imagine winning at Monza? Or winning at, you know, even Monaco or Singapore? Or when you win at Interlagos? I know I'm not getting the right camera angles here. But it doesn't feel...
So far.
It's not like when I go to West Ham when we win a game in the stadium of 60,000. Nico doing the interviews. Welcome, Never. Every Diki, can you explain how Mass became the world champion? Because he's well, basically it's Mass. Basically, if Max Verstappen now decides not to enter another race, there's no one who can beat him. He's wrapped it up early. He's got his work done ahead of time. So he could literally just not enter any more races for this season, and he's already won. So that's the situation. Welcome, Ultra Gamer. Good to have you on board. Yeah, the man who's basically retired Sergio Perez, hasn't he? I mean, he's on a league of his own. It's a bit similar to the the later Michael Schumacher dominance years. He just looks on another level. Or when Lewis Hamilton was up there. I'd say Verstappen looks even more dominant because his teammate is not really up there. When Hamilton was winning, you know, Rosberg was always up there, and Bottas was always up there or thereabouts. Michael Schumacher, you know, difficult to say with Barrichello. Or Eddie Irvine. For Sebastian Vettel, Mark Webber was always up there or thereabouts. But let's be honest, this season, Sergio Perez has not been up there or thereabouts. So, and in a way, that makes me feel like it's just an utterly crushing and dominant performance from Max Verstappen. David says, why is Max with Kelly? He has all the choice in the world and yet chooses her. Maybe he just loves her. Maybe it's just love. Wolfie, Max should retire for the year and put someone else in the car. Yeah, I'll put my hand up for that. Thomas, wonder how Lando will take Piastri winning performance. Well, Lando will say it's not a real race win, mate. But yeah, it's got to burn. That's going to burn Lando on the inside a little bit, I've got to say. Because Oscar Piastri just looks so cool. Professor saying Max is a machine. It's just a weird one, chap. I haven't seen any views of any crowds in the camera angles. I assume the crowds are there and they haven't gone. It might be that the crowds have just left. Because I imagine it's late there and, you know, maybe they've got other stuff to do. But this doesn't... You are not missing any iconic scenes here, if that makes sense. It feels like a COVID race. That's the feeling I'm getting. It's like this is all. There's TV cameras there, but there's no. It doesn't feel like a drivers' world champion. It's also very early. It's also a sprint race, and I think all these things coming together. It doesn't feel like the iconic ones we've had before. Max is also quite cool about it. So it was an inevitability. I'm not sure why you were saying Max shouldn't be with Kelly Piquet, from what I can see. Lando picking up the P3, but yeah, the man needs to get a win, doesn't he? Professor, the crowds were all Perez fans and left early. Yes, indeed. What a crash that was. I mean, I don't know if they'll look at the telemetry, maybe someone will pick up a penalty. Danny Rick gets a Red Bull seat, we'll see. But yeah, I mean... Is it going to be the podium? Let's see what the podium ceremony is like. See you, Jay. Hope it's all good. Mohammed bin Suleiman is directing things as well. He's got some little tiny trophy. Oh, it's not even. It's not a big podium. They don't even get a trophy. They get a little plaque. It's a bit embarrassing, really. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Yeah, maybe Davina. I feel like... I don't know. I feel like in any American race, when there's a race victory, any IndyCar or NASCAR race, there's a bigger vibe than this. I just don't think it's a good look for F1. It makes F1 look like really nerdy and like... It's not it doesn't make it look sort of emotive and connecting with fans. And all I'm just seeing is Mohammed bin Salman. That's like, it's all the cameras all on him. So it's a bit of a weird one. As I predicted earlier, it might be. Well, how much should Red Bull celebrate here? Do you think they'll tweak the rules to say you can't win a championship on a... And how do you fix that? How do you actually fix that? You can't win a championship on a sprint race. Jack Piastri should go to Red Bull. Well, Piastri signed a new contract at McLaren, so... What's going on now? Mohammed bin Salman again, directing traffic. And Sky have gone to a advert, or just an advert for Red Bull. Wow. Okay. There we go, chap. Drivers' World Championship is done. You remove the sprint race. I can see why. I mean, we're all here because we love Formula 1, we love racing, we follow the stories, we love the technical developments. You know, that's why we're all here, like following it here. But I can see for the very casual fans why F1 has a problem. I don't know. Like, I feel like if you'd won at Suzuka, it'd be a completely different feel. I don't know. I can't really translate it. This feels like... It feels almost like a video game. It's probably because it's that they've parked the car in front of a big LED screen. So it just feels like a game to me. No ways, Clat D. Professor, I think I love the sprint. I mean, the racing in the sprint was great. I mean, to see people go wheel to wheel was awesome. I think they need to work it out, but... MD F1 lost its charms. Well, we're going to be back tomorrow for the race. I wonder, by the way, if Max Verstappen is now going to take a little... It might free him up. He might become even faster. Or if he takes it a little bit easier, whether that might see some interesting mixes at the front of the grids. We will see. AJ says, bring back the V10s. Well, I can't hear them anyway. But... Yeah, I don't think it's the Red Bulls winning. I think there is something about a lack of a real battle at the top. There's no real driver rivalry this season, let's be honest. You know, it looks like the Ferrari sometimes, but there's no iconic driver rivalry. Like, you know, Vettel and Webber was an iconic driver rivalry where they were in the same cars and they were all pushing to the max and they were at the same level pretty much. Vettel was a bit better, so you knew that fireworks were going to happen. You know, even we saw that with Max and Ricciardo for a little bit. Hopefully we'll see that at McLaren. I feel like we could see that at McLaren. But yeah, Red Bull, absolute domination. You've got to respect it. Got to respect it. Yeah, the regulations. I mean, if Formula E have an exclusive license on full hybrids, Formula 1 still seems to go in that direction. So... just more adverts here for Max Verstappen being 3 times world champion. I mean, fair play to Max. I mean, he's very inspirational the way he approaches things. He's can be very relaxed. He's not... I say he doesn't have an arrogance some drivers have. He completely walks the walk. He doesn't mess around. And he's undeniably had a journey where in 2016 the Red Bull was not, you know, when we have Toro Rosso back then, wasn't he? But he's been in cars that have not been the quickest. So there we go. Right, chat, we're going to be back here for the race tomorrow. Let me get the old link. Race link here. Bear with me. And it could be an interesting one with the Pirelli mandated tyres. And also just what happens to the psychology of the season now. You know, are some people going to drive, you know, but the other drivers aren't driving for World Championship, so they've always had not the World Championship to drive for, so we will see. Is Lewis Hamilton really going to go for the Sergio Perez P2 in the World Championship. No worries, Lack Beer. Yes, thank you, Vlatka. Yes, indeed. Welcome, Jeffrey, as well. George is not in red. That's the reality, though. And also, I think Red Bull have a lot of... I think Max has a lot of performance. We've seen the mast slip a few times when he just goes around as like a lap, like a second quicker. So it's a pretty obscene car there. Well, and I've got a bit of a tickly throat now. I need to have some cough sweets. So thank you so much for joining. Almost 19,000 people passing through the stream for the sprint race. It is a flagship stream tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that very much. I will be here at, I believe, 5 p.m. I'll put the link again in the chat. So please do go over. It should take you over automatically as well. I'll be back here tomorrow. And we'll either be we might be going into a stream of me doing some F1 racing in Gran Turismo after. So we might be premiering into that, or we'll premiere into one of my race videos from my Mazda MX-5 Real World Racing. We'll see you. But thank you so much, everyone. Great to have you all on board. Absolutely awesome. 5 new members as well. Thank you so much to Lord MBR for patronaging 5 new members. I see Vlak here in the chat being one of them. No worries, everyone. So I'll see you all tomorrow. And make sure you go check out that incident between Ocon, Hulkenberg and Perez and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I think maybe Perez should have backed out. Right, I'm going to end the stream here. And I will see you all. I'll see you one next time.